everybody, it's Debbie Cowan here again with Debbie Cowan with Closing Connections, and I'm here with my good friend
Hi.
Elady Fonseca.
Hi.
So how you been?
Good. How are you?
Good. So I know you're busy.
Very.
I know. So we
Very.
only have a little bit of time to get you in and out of here because you're so busy,
Sorry.
which is good. I mean, shoot, that's a good
Yeah,
thing.
it is.
So, Eladi, one of the things that I do in the
Mhm.
video here is I work at wanting to spotlight,
Mhm.
some of the agents that I've worked with that I care about, and
Mm.
just kind of want, because everybody knows that you're in real estate,
Right.
and they follow you on Facebook and they do all
Mhm.
that. But I talk a little bit more about your personal stuff so
Oh,
that the community gets to know who you are,
right.
not just in the real estate. Because I believe that if you're involved in the community and
Mhm.
people get to know you, that the real estate, just
Right.
is, it just picks itself up.
Right. Right.
So tell me this:
Yes.
how long have you been in Ocala?
Since 1995.
Okay, so a while.
A long while.
Where did you come from again?
Do you mean where I was born or where I
Well,
was
where
raised?
were you raised?
I was raised in New York,
That's what I thought. What part?
the Bronx.
I just had two. I had one guy come in here today from, oh, something Lipsy or
Poughkeepsie?
Poughkeepsie. Yep.
Yes, that's upstate.
Yep. And
Mhm.
he actually works for Prime Lending, and his son is here, and he's going to work for the sheriff's department. And
Nice.
he just happened to be in the area and swung by, and never met him before, but super guy. So yeah, so I had that, and I had a referral from New York today. So
Nice. I'm
yeah,
telling you, these New Yorkers, I was showing this morning. And
yeah.
New York buyers.
So what do you think's drawing them? Just getting out of the
Florida's
city?
Florida.
Yeah, well,
They're,
yeah,
they're done with the cold. They're done
yeah.
with the busy city life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're getting busy here. You know that.
Yeah,
All the streets are, you can tell when you're driving.
yeah.
So it's not that you're coming from a big city to trees and
Ocala.
Jumanji. No, 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 no.
Not
No, no, no.
anymore.
Not anymore. So it is getting busy, but they want like what I'm getting, a lot of the feedback I'm getting is they want a slower pace of life right
Yeah.
now. They want to slow it down a little bit.
Is it the land that they're looking for too? Like they just don't want to be
Well, they're
like a,
looking for the land, but they're also looking at the prices. I mean, the one we I love my New Yorkers, and
yeah,
I built a bond with them right away, and we
right.
start joking around. And the guy today, he's like, "Look at this new construction I can get for 300. I could barely get a bungalow in New York for 300,000,
See, yeah,
or a little studio or little
yeah.
condo."
And maybe what
So,
they're used to, I mean, even though, I know they have a lot of row houses and
mhm,
things like that up there, maybe what they're used to is, yeah, what is just a smaller unit. So even if it's a smaller home, new build, they're
mhm,
probably thinking it's a Taj Mahal.
yeah.
Yeah, because I
And
used,
I mean, I showed him a 4 bedroom. That's what he wants, is a 4 bedroom, because they're having the mother-in-law come and live with them.
got it.
So these four twos under
Mm-hmm.
300.
But those bedrooms are small.
Not in some of them,
No,
girl.
no.
We're gonna have to ride together. You're gonna have to
Okay,
start seeing these 4 bedrooms.
okay, because I got one of them, and I mean, it's hard. It's hard. I'm like, I'd rather have three
Yeah.
good regular
Good.
size. Yeah,
Right. Right.
but yeah. But all that being said, that's not
Yes.
that's not where I was going with this on this particular point. But so I know you are a mom of three boys, all boys,
All boys and a
and
husband. I'm female power in my house. I tell you.
I know, but you're the boss.
I am.
I
Oh,
know.
they know it.
I
They
was
know
gonna say,
it.
I can tell too. And I
Mhm.
know, do all three boys play basketball?
Nope.
Just,
Just my youngest. My oldest is in college right now.
yep.
He wants to do criminal law,
Oh,
so he's studying to be a lawyer.
so where's he going?
He's going to be going to UF or
Oh,
FSU. He's still in the. He graduated last year
yeah.
with half of an AA
Okay.
because he did the dual enrollment at Westport.
Perfect.
So he's finishing his AA right now at
Okay.
CF. He'll be done with this year.
Oh
In
my
the
gosh.
summer, I'll have an AA
Yeah.
guy in my
Aw.
family.
And
And then he's still debating between UF and FSU.
but definitely
I'm
law
going
school.
definitely law school.
So where are
Definitely
you
law.
pushing for?
UF, it's closer. It's 45 minutes.
So did he play basketball?
He did not. He played softball growing up.
Okay. Okay.
Like, just
So
regular
just your
softball.
youngest?
Just my
Oh my
youngest.
God, I thought all three of them were as
No.
much as you go all the time.
All the time. I
Yeah.
mean, this is practice. This is trainings.
Yeah.
He plays for the school.
Yeah.
He's at a private school. He plays at Meadowbrook. He does Ocala Impact. So we travel every week, and we just started our travel ball season last
Now,
weekend.
how long is the basketball season?
It ain't no ending. You get like a month off, and that's when he does his training. So he's got personal trainers that are helping him the whole
Oh
time.
my
Like
gosh.
he does basketball 7 days a week.
So how
And
old is
mama's an
he?
Uber. He's 15. He got his permit.
Okay.
So I
Oh.
made sure as soon as he turned 15
I
last
saw
week,
that. I
he got
saw
his
that.
permit. I'm like, Mama's Uber is about to shut down.
So you'll be happy when that's
Hmm.
done.
Yeah,
Yeah, you'll be away from that. Um, is he going to try to get a scholarship?
that's his
That's
that's
his
his
goal.
goal.
And how tall is he? Because I
Six,
know you look like a midget next to
I
him.
do. He's 6'1" and he's only 15.
Yeah. Is he
Hmm.
still growing?
Oh, he's still growing.
Yeah. What size shoe does he wear?
11 and a half.
Yeah. My son is six, well, he's 6'5", and he got up to a 17 shoe. So,
Well,
but
my 18-year-old is 6'4".
so yeah, your husband tall?
My husband's 6'1",
Well, there.
or 6 feet actually.
So
Both the
where
boys are
does
both the boys are towering him.
where does it go?
My husband's side of the family. My youngest,
Mm-hmm.
which is my soon-to-be lawyer,
Right.
he's like, Mommy, I got the short end of the stick. I says, You sure did, honey. Says, You sure did, because he's just a tad bit taller than me. So he's well under 6 feet.
Now he's your youngest or
He's my
oldest?
oldest.
Yeah, you said youngest. So I was
Oh, sorry,
so I
sorry.
was
My
getting confused.
oldest.
Yeah,
Yeah, my
but he's
oldest,
going
he
to be
got
a
the short end.
lawyer. He's going to be a lawyer. Now that's pretty cool. Good
Yeah.
job, Mom.
Thank
Good
you.
job.
Thank you.
So so you got into real estate when-ish?
It'll be 5 years in January.
So that's so funny because I know when I was talking to Andrea, when she opened up Great Expectations is the first time I met her, and that's when I first had come to Prime Lending. So you weren't there yet,
Yes, I was, but
were
I was not
you?
an agent.
What were you?
I was my I was a business owner. We can say that
Okay, because you
because
had
my
the
husband,
that's right, you were helping with
my
the
husband.
property
So my
management.
yes, so my husband knows.
Okay,
I've known Andrea for 10 plus years
okay,
because my husband did all the painting and handyman
her property
for her
management.
property management. So
Okay,
when she opened, I was very involved in the realty.
okay.
My husband helped
Mm-hmm.
set the office up,
Yep, yep.
So, but she opened in January, and then that following January, I got licensed.
Okay, because
So the
I remember,
brokerage is
yeah,
5. So the brokerage is going on 6 years.
yeah,
I'm
me
going
too.
on
Yeah,
five.
yeah.
Five.
Okay, okay,
Mhm.
yeah. Because I remember when you came, but I
Mhm.
remember you weren't the first one there. That's
Correct.
funny. That is,
Mhm.
yeah, it's funny that all this kind of, and we're directly across the street from one another. So
I
it's
know you
so,
stalk us. We stalk you too, Debbie. We're like, oh, we got buyers. Is Debbie's car
yeah,
there?
yeah. But you guys have a busy parking lot over there now.
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
So is parking bad over
It
there?
is.
It's getting bad. Yeah. Is it because of all the businesses going in there, or
I
just?
think it's mainly the orthodontist up top. It's mainly him.
Oh, okay,
So I
okay.
just got a new car and I park way by the trees. I'm like, I don't want nobody parking
I
next
don't
to me.
blame you. I don't blame you.
Hmm.
So, so your family moved here from New
New
York,
York.
and what made them move here?
Um, Back then, when they used to do a lot of promotions and they used to send people like
The
come down and
lifestyle,
see.
yeah.
Yeah. So my parents they came down because of that. So my
Oh,
grandparents sent to build a house with Marco Polo at the time,
okay.
and then they moved here a year before we did. And then my mom, just the city life and
Yeah.
having 3 kids, it was starting to get really expensive.
Hmm.
And we're in the small 2-bedroom apartment.
Oh,
There's 5 of
wow.
us in
Oh
a
my
2-bedroom
gosh.
apartment. So my mom's like, no, no, we need to do better. We need to do better. So she sent to build her house here. And then
Oh,
we've been here ever since. I hated it when we first moved here.
why?
Oh
I
my
know.
God.
Now,
I
how old
was
were you?
13 years
Oh,
old.
yeah.
So I was a teenager coming
Hmm.
from buses, from trains to,
Big city.
shops in every corner. You
Yep.
can walk for miles and you didn't even know how far you were walking.
Right.
And then we come and my mom brings us to this place and we're like the only house in the whole street. And I'm like, you brought us to the middle of the forest. I'm like, where's the train? Where's the bus? Oh no, honey, you walk. I'm like, walk to where? There's nothing here but trees.
I know, isn't
You
that
know,
funny? Now, which subdivision did you guys live in?
Marion Oaks.
Oh my
But
gosh!
we were
Oh
like
my
way in the
goodness!
back.
Yeah. Oh
Like
my.
we were way in the back.
Now, is
So
that where your grandparents live too?
yes, but my grandparents were like way in the front.
Oh my
And like
gosh!
so we were like way in the back. I'm like, oh my god.
I remember because I think I left here because I lived in Denellen and we moved. We built a house there in '85, and then I had to move to St. Pete for my job, and Marion Oaks was just up and coming. So it had to be right around the 95 to
Hmm.
96 year because it
Yeah.
was like that was the new everybody was I mean
Everybody
it
wanted
was
there.
going to
Yeah.
be the big place to live, and
but it was still not the big place to live when we were there for a couple of years. I mean, I think it was like 4 or 5 years later before they built a
and
house across the street from us. We're like, oh my god, there's movement, there's movement, like there's movement, like we'll finally have
oh
neighbors.
my gosh, that is
Mhm.
so funny. What a big culture shock.
Super.
But did you eventually like get into the
Yeah, I mean,
liking
we didn't
it?
have a choice. I mean, we were like 13. It's not like we can tell mom we're leaving. Bye.
Yeah.
You can stay. We're leaving.
Yeah.
We had to get used to, but we did. We got used to it,
Yeah.
and now I can't see myself living
Living
out of
anywhere else.
Florida,
I know. Do
out of
you?
Ocala. I mean, all three of my boys were born here.
Yeah.
This is what they know as
Oh.
home. I
Oh.
own my home in Marion
Yeah.
Oaks,
Yeah.
even way further back now from when my parents bought. So we're on a little
And
bit
do
over
your mom
half
and
an
dad, they
acre.
still live there?
No,
No.
my mom relocated because of work, so she
Okay.
sold her house, and she's close to Newport Richie now. Her and my dad.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
They were actually my first real estate transaction. They bought a condo
Oh.
from me. Yeah.
So, but I mean, now look at where Marion Oaks is now. I mean, there's just so
I
much.
get so many phone calls because some of the videos we do and,
Hmm.
the podcast that I did in the
Yep.
past, it was really focusing on Marion Oaks because I live there.
Yep.
I'm part of the MSTU board there. I'm very involved in the community. So I know a lot of people living there
Hmm.
for so many years. You
Yep.
get to know a lot of
Of
people.
course. Yeah.
The head honcho people I
What
know,
a great, yeah,
So
opportunity
I
for
get a
you.
lot of calls on people that are like, I want to do Marion Oaks. And I'm like, sure. Like I've sold so many new
Well, a
constructions
lot of,
in
I was
Marion
gonna say
Oaks.
that a lot of builders went out there. So when I can remember when I came back in 2010,
Mhm.
and Marion Oaks was built up completely from when I
Right.
had left, and there were still, it was right after the crash, so there were a lot of builders that had kind of started and gone defunct and
Right.
walked away. My first loan when I moved back here when I was at Wells Fargo was in Marion Oaks, and it was I've told the story before, but it was a young couple, first time home buyers. The seller had bought a house that was uncompleted,
Hmm.
left by a builder, so it wasn't completed. They bought it for like 150,000 or something. They spent another 150 into it. They
Hmm.
put granite, a built-in pool, everything.
Right.
And by the time it was finished, she had started the price at, probably about 300 or whatever. By the time my buyers got it, was $125,000 for a brand new, never lived in, with a pool, granite, right? And the appraisal came in at 112. And the seller was like, I don't care if the house goes to the ground. I will not come off one more
No.
penny, not one more penny. So
No.
she wound up getting more money from her grandmother in closing because I said, you'll never get a deal like this
Mm-mm.
ever again. I said, it's
Right.
unfortunately it's the time, but you're gonna have instant
Right.
equity here in a couple of years. So
Absolutely.
I've often wondered
Hmm.
whatever happened to them because I was like, you have no idea. Nice 3 bedroom, 2 bath with
And
a
that's what we
pool.
have is still people like,
Mm-hmm.
well, I bought like some of my investors.
Yep.
Well, I bought this house back in like 10 years ago for like 80,000. Good luck with finding that again.
Yeah,
Because it ain't
there's,
happening.
there's nothing. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
there's
Nope.
nothing. In fact, it's funny. I put out a post today for one of my buyers that she actually was my nurse when I was sick, and she uh, just sold her house, and she's looking for a house right now, but she had sold her house before and found a house, went into contract, and the buyer backed out about a week before closing. No reasons, just we're not doing it. So the seller, the house she was buying, backed out and said, and the day
Right.
that she got another contract on her house,
The
that
other
house went
one
under
got a
pending,
contract. Oh,
and she loved it. She loved it.
right.
But I put out a thing on
I did see it.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Yep, because she's looking for over in the southeast side
Right.
and all that. But it's just it's amazing, even in that 250 range right now, it's starting to come back a little bit where you can find some stuff in the 275 to 300. Boy, it was
But
tough
they're still
there.
going like
I
hotcakes. I
know.
don't know. I'm sure you're seeing it, but
Yeah, yeah. I
I mean,
mean,
like I said, we're swamped. I'm
that is
swamped.
that is the soup. That is the sweet spot.
Hmm.
But you're seeing a lot of cash too, right? And that's what everybody's seeing right
I'm
now.
seeing a lot of cash,
And
like a lot.
I mean, it's still a lot of out of state buyers coming in. So that's the one thing I think from the lending standpoint. The lenders are slower right now
Yeah.
because I think we're seeing so much cash come into the area.
Right.
So good for you, not so good
No,
for
it's for
me.
you. Yeah.
So I'm not. Yeah, I'm not going to say great job. I don't care. Now, so is your husband still doing everything, painting and doing all that? How's his business? Still really super busy too?
I have a wait list right now, but he's good at what he
Oh,
does.
he's excellent.
So I have people like
And what's
willing
the
to
name of
wait.
his?
Joe Fonseca painting.
Yeah, so let's give him a
So I
plug.
have, yes, and I have people waiting. They're willing to wait
Yeah,
for him
well,
to come in. They're like, we don't care. We'll wait 2 to 3 months. Like,
yeah.
put us down. And I'm like, okay, are you sure? Yeah, yeah, we'll wait.
Does he have a crew and everything? He doesn't do it all by
So
himself, does he? He does.
so we had a crew at one
Uh
point.
huh.
My husband
He's a
is
perfectionist.
typical Hispanic perfectionist, like very OCD. It's got to
Mm-hmm.
be like, he's
Perfect.
very detail oriented,
Right.
and that's why he's been in business for
And
so
that's why
long.
he's so, yeah.
So a lot of people don't understand that, and when
Mm-hmm.
they come to work, they're like, well, we'll just spray it and make it quicker. No, that's not,
No.
I can't warranty stuff like that, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So he does really good at what he does. He's a perfectionist, and people, they wait for him.
Yeah. So that's the thing.
Hmm.
So I remember when we did the chili cook-off this
Yes.
year. That was so much fun.
Yes, it was.
That you were known. There was a story about cows. Tell me about that story again, because now are you still using that as a
I
reference?
am. I
Okay,
am.
so tell
It's
me
on
about
my
it.
signs. I have a
Okay,
little cow on my signs.
and what is
I
it?
came to the office one day and I had my office filled
And
with
I
cow
actually saw
balloons.
it.
You
I
saw
actually
it.
saw it.
So going back to when we moved here in '95 and how my parents moved us to Jumanji. So when we were coming home one night, my dad had it was okay. So my mom, born and raised in Puerto Rico,
Okay.
learned her English in New York.
Okay.
You can imagine the accent.
Right.
Okay. 95, Ocala did not have a lot of Hispanics.
Right.
Her accent did not help her get a job.
Okay.
So my dad had to go back to New York and live with his sister for a couple months and send us money
Mm-hmm.
to pay the mortgage, to pay the bills,
Right.
so that until my mom got a job. So we're coming home one night. This was way back when they had the big, huge, remember, I don't know, these big satellite dishes that
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can use as an umbrella right now upside down.
Right.
So it took forever to come and install that. So we had absolutely no cable in the house. Wi-Fi was not a thing. This was still the
Oh no. Oh
dial-up,
no.
remember?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So it took us forever to get all that. So meanwhile, we're going to my grandma's house every night to watch TV, to watch our Spanish novelas. God forbid we miss one of those one night. So we would go to my grandma's house and we come back home. You know, my grandparents lived about 3 miles away from us. So it
Right.
wasn't horribly bad.
Right.
We're coming home one night and our whole road is taped off. I think me and my sister were the ones that had the worst panic attack.
Right.
Because my sister's a year and a half older than me. My brother was like 5 or 6 years old. He probably doesn't even remember. But we're coming home and my mom's like, I gotta turn this way. She's telling the police officers, they're like, ma'am, you ain't turning this way. I'm like, you brought us to Florida to get shot up.
Oh my
I
gosh.
said, they're gonna kill us. We're dead. That's it. Call daddy. Like, we're bye. We love you. Like, we're dead. We are so dead. They had helicopters. I mean, Debbie, it was the whole.
Bad.
I mean, we were waiting on SWAT to show up, okay? And we're like, what is going on? Ma'am, if that's you, yeah, our house is the only one on the street. Yep, that's our house right there. He goes, get inside, lock the doors, don't go outside. We're like, oh my God, we're so dead. Like, the only thing that kept on coming was, we're dead, we're dying. Like,
Oh,
tonight,
that
that's
is
it, we're dead. And I'm like, where's the closest jail to here? Like, did somebody escape? Like, oh, we're seriously dying.
Yeah.
We were crying. We're like, Mom, we're sleeping with you tonight. So it was
Uh-huh.
my mom and 3 kids in the
Oh.
bed.
Oh
A
my God.
14-year-old, a 13-year-old, and my brother that was like 5 or 6 at the time. And we're all sleeping with her. The next morning, we go to Winn-Dixie, which is the only supermarket still in Marion Oaks.
Right.
We go there. There's a police officer. So my mom's like, sir, she's like, wait in the car. I'm going to ask him what happened last night.
Right.
Because, you know,
Of course.
if there was no Wi-Fi, it ain't what we have today, okay?
No.
You would have to wait 3 days to find it in the newspaper.
Right.
So my mom pulls up right next to the police officer, says, I live in so-and-so street. Last night it was blocked off. What was going on? Like, my kids are still freaking out. They don't want to live here anymore. They hate this place. Like, they thought we were going to get shot. Like, we're surprised we're still alive.
Right.
What was going on? So where my mom purchased her house way back there, like on the other side of 75, there's a big farm. How about a cow had gotten loose?
You gotta be kidding me.
They were trying to catch the cow.
What? That's it?
That's the story behind the cow. We were dying. We were not going to sleep that night because we were literally thinking we were dying. We were going to get killed in the middle of nowhere in Marion Oaks. And all this drama. All this drama was for a cow.
Oh my! Did they find the cow?
I,
You know.
listen, that was the least of my worries at that time. I'm like, Mommy, let's pack it up. We're going back to
So
the city.
how did you get teased about now being with the cows? Because you must have told somebody.
I said it in the Spanish radio station
Uh
in
huh.
Gainesville.
Okay.
And then
Everybody started.
everybody started with the cow, like, oh my gosh, she's a realtor with the cow story.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
what a great way to have a
mhm,
little branding there. That that.
yes,
But I kind of I kind of know you so well. I'm like, I don't know if that fits you because
cows are not my thing.
I was gonna
Cows
say
are not my
they
thing.
are
Okay,
cute,
they
but
are cute, but they're not my thing.
that is so funny.
But with saying the story, and then it all turned out because in that radio station I do, you can call live.
Yeah, yeah.
And they were all asking me about the story, and then I went the following week and they're like, oh my god, I
It's the
wanted to
cow
talk to
lady.
you. Whatever happened with the cow? I don't know what happened with the cow. People, I promise you I do not know what happened with the cow. I don't know
Well,
what happened with the cow.
maybe it was that Winn Dixie that morning, so you never
Probably
know.
the beef I ate
That
that
is
night.
so funny that
Yeah,
they had helicopters out there
they had
looking for.
helicopters. They had, I mean,
It
Debbie,
was
we were waiting on SWAT to come.
that is amazing. Well,
Yeah,
that's so funny. Well, tell me what are you thinking about or what's some of your hobbies? Because I know that you do a lot of traveling,
I do a lot. I
a lot
love
of
traveling.
cruising.
Okay, so we've been on I took the boys on their first cruise, and then I surprised my husband with the cruise. So we've been on
Okay.
two cruises.
Do you
So
like it?
I do like it. Um, we are more of the explorer family. So
Mm-hmm.
like every year we take the boys to at least two different states.
Which I know.
I
Is
don't
is
know
it different states every time?
every single
Oh, I
time we
love
say pick a
that.
different state, guys. And we've done the whole East Coast. We've done
I love that.
like mid US.
Uh-huh.
We're working our way to the West Coast.
I
Um,
love that.
it's a way for us to spend time with them,
Yeah.
to explore. We know nobody knows us. We're tourists.
Yeah.
We do sightseeing. We've done caverns. We've done zip linings in the Poconos. We've done
Oh my
like we
gosh.
just it's we're tourists.
Oh, I
Hmm.
love it. I love it. You do it every year.
Every year we take
So
the
you
boys.
let them pick it?
Mhm. We
And how
just pull
long
out the
you
map and we're like, pick it. And then my husband loves to drive.
Yeah.
So we'll just rent like a big van. We're a
Mm-hmm.
family of five. My
My,
boys are huge.
yeah.
So we rent a van and we just drive.
See,
We
that's
pick
my
a resort and
I
we stay
love
there
it.
a week at a time.
I love
Hmm.
I love driving.
Hmm.
It's funny because you until you start going out there and really exploring
Hmm.
what is out there.
Right.
I mean, my dream is going to Martha's Vineyard, going to the Hamptons,
Hmm.
going to Massachusetts because I've
Right.
never been on that side of the
Of
country.
the country.
And but I always tell people, I've been to Switzerland back in the day, and I've been over in Europe and stuff, but we have just as much beautiful scenery to see.
Here,
I
then we
mean,
do, yeah.
Colorado, looks. I mean, if you were to take Switzerland and put
Hmm.
it here, it would look like
Oh yeah.
Colorado. I mean, so there's so many beautiful things to see too.
There's a
I love
lot of
that
things to
idea.
do. And I told the boys, this is as their parent,
Hmm.
I want them to see the world. I
Yeah, I
want to be
love
able
that.
to provide that for them.
Yeah.
So that's why every year we're like, okay, guys, pick a state, usually around spring break or the
Yep.
summer. Christmas, we're gone.
Yeah.
We're gone every year for Christmas.
See, I used to
We're
do
in a
that
different
too.
state. We did the
Hmm.
cruise one year. We
Yep.
did Puerto Rico another year. Cause
How'd you like the cruise at Christmas time?
I
Did you miss being home at Christmas?
so it was okay. So the first cruise ever that I did with the boys was bittersweet. It was Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
It was an 8-day cruise.
Okay. I did one too at Christmas.
Yeah. So it was the first time ever that we decided, okay, well, grandma and grandpa are going to come with us, my parents.
Uh-huh.
So we're all at the port in Orlando.
Uh-huh.
And my husband had asked for his renewal of his passport.
Oh God.
It didn't make it on time. But that's okay. He was born in Puerto Rico. He's a citizen.
Right.
So take your birth certificate.
Right.
That's fine. So we're all checked in. Me and the boys, the first time ever we had a passport.
Yeah.
Because we didn't need it. We always traveled in the US.
Yeah.
So we got ours on time, but his renewal never made it in on time. So we'll do the birth certificate thing. We get there, we do the whole check-in, blah, blah, blah. Then they take us and they're like, his birth certificate's expired.
What?
Excuse me, what?
Yeah.
Since
What?
when does a birth certificate expire? Well, Puerto Rico no longer uses the brown one. I don't live in Puerto Rico. I live in Florida. How was I going to know that? We send letters out to everybody. I looked at the lady. I said, quit lying. Quit lying. Because how do you know where my husband lives?
Right.
You know where he was born.
Yeah.
You know his parents. You don't know his address.
Right.
How did I get a letter from Puerto Rico stating that the birth certificates had changed?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know that. They refused to let him on.
Oh my gosh.
So at this point, we're like, okay, you know what? We'll cancel it. I'll lose my money. That's fine. Let's rent a van. We'll find another state to go to.
Yep.
We're fine. My husband's like, no. The boys were really looking forward to this cruise. Your parents are here. Go.
Go.
I'll stay home. So that's why I surprised him with the cruise for
Oh,
his birthday.
oh, that's
Hmm.
great. Well, were you gone during Christmas
I
though?
was.
Yeah. So
It was hard. It was hard because it was the first time ever
yeah.
that we were apart from my husband.
Oh
I've
yeah.
been with it'll be 21 years that we're together in
Oh
October, and we've never been apart for a Christmas
yeah.
ever,
That
ever.
yeah.
And it was hard on the boys. Like
Yeah.
my 15-year-old, like we had to drag him because he was crying. And I'm
Mm.
looking at the people there at the port. I'm like, really? You see what you're doing to my child right on Christmas? You see what you're doing to my 15-year-old?
That is I mean, it
Hmm.
was a valid birth certificate
Hmm.
though. I mean, it's
Yeah,
not like yeah,
yeah.
that's a weird story. That's
Hmm.
weird.
Yeah.
Well, we went on one too, and I said I would never do that again at Christmas time because I mean, it was nice, it was fun,
Right.
but it's different. It's just different. I like cruising, but just not during
Yeah.
Christmas.
It was our first one ever,
Yep,
and I mean, we enjoyed it. We had lots of ports. The
yep.
boys, we did Honduras, we
I
did
need,
Cozumel, we did
yep.
Costa Maya.
Mm-hmm.
We had like 5 different
Yeah,
ports or whatever,
yeah,
Belize and
yeah,
whatnot. The boys enjoyed it. We enjoyed it. It was just bittersweet because my husband was not there.
yeah. Poor guy.
And again, every Christmas we don't do it in Florida. Like I'm from the city. Christmas
Mm-hmm.
to me is snow, is the
Yes,
Rockefeller Center,
yes.
it's the cold.
Yep.
It's not flip flops and shorts.
No, it's hard.
So
Well,
that's why we take the boys up
well,
north every
it's
year.
funny you say that because every year when my kids were still at the house, we would go the day after Christmas. So I would always take my vacation because I was always having a nervous breakdown because it was month in and the year was over,
Right, right,
and everybody in the world wanted to close because they wanted to get their homestead, right?
right,
So December was always a tough month. And I would always say, okay, the day after Christmas, we're getting in the car. We did the same thing.
right,
We wouldn't know where we were going to go. We would always be on the lookout for snow. That was our
right,
goal. So we would go to North Carolina and look for snow. Once we
right.
found snow, we stopped and
Yeah,
that's where we stayed. So we did the same thing. But
yeah.
yeah, but it is different to be here when it's I mean, at least
80
this year,
degrees.
at least last year, it was a little. I mean,
It was a little bit cooler. That last year
it was
was.
acceptable. I mean, I could
Hmm.
wear a sweater and not
Yeah.
die in my house. Keep
We
the air
I didn't
conditioner on
even
at
wear a
65.
sweater. Listen, like I don't even know if my heater works in my house.
Did you guys go anywhere this year?
This year we did not because
Yep.
we had my family's husband come from Puerto Rico. So it was the first
Oh,
year ever.
oh my
So
gosh.
we're like, well, we staying because we can't have his only uncle come
And not be
and
here.
not be here. And
Yeah.
his uncle passed in February.
Oh, what a
So it was
blessing
like,
that
yeah,
oh,
yeah. So
that
we
was
had me and my husband had to travel to Puerto Rico in February.
I knew that. Yeah,
Hmm.
I didn't know it was the same one.
Yeah,
Oh, well, that's
yeah.
good. So,
So
are you thinking everything's going to be good for the real estate for moving forward? Yep, you're still feeling.
I'm
I
still
mean, you're.
feeling it.
I mean, you're 5 years into it. And look how successful you are. I'm so
Hmm.
proud of you.
Thank
Yeah, I
you.
think you're
Thank
amazing.
you.
So I know you got to get to a.
I got 2 more showings left today.
Okay,
One at 3 and one at 6.
but you don't have to pick up your sons at school.
I have my oldest. He's out of school today. He
Oh,
doesn't have class on Thursdays
see,
and
I know
Fridays.
your schedule.
So,
I know what you.
oh yeah.
I
At
know
this
who you
time, I'd
are.
be at Meadowbrook
Yeah,
picking up the
yeah.
first one and then going to Westport to pick
Yes,
up the other one.
yes. So
But no,
you got it
I did
covered.
that.
You
Yeah,
got it covered.
I did
Hey,
that lifeline. Damien, I need you to pick up your brother. I said, yes, ma'am.
yep. Hey, if you want to drive, that was the one thing I loved with when my kids started getting their licensing. It was like now if you want to if you when I say I need you to go to the grocery store and get something, I need you to get it
Hmm.
right now. And if
Yes.
you wait, then I won't let you drive.
Yeah.
So I used that for as
Yeah.
long as I could until
Well,
they
my
were like,
husband argues a lot with my oldest
uh-huh,
because he's like, you're 19 years old.
yeah.
You're always at home. He goes, at 19, I was never at home. And I'm like, and that's why you have so many kids. I said, so if my son wants to stay at home, let him stay at home.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
yeah.
all my boys are a homebody, except my youngest, which is always either at the courts or at the gym or.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, you're pretty fun to be around, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I know you take good care of those
I do.
kids. I know
do.
you do. Well, I love you.
Thank you.
And
Love you too.
And I wish you nothing but success
you.
the rest of the year. I know you're going to
Thank
do
you.
awesome.
Yes.
And thanks for coming and doing
Absolutely.
this.
Thank you for having me.
Of
This was
course,
fun.
I always think of you.
Yes.
All
Thank
right.
you.